Hey everyone, it's Carissa at Sprinkled with Glitter. Thanks for joining me today. Today I am playing with some new products from the Pretty Pink Posh March 2018 release. Now there are some really fun spring themed products throughout this release, but there's also some products in the release that would work year round. So be sure to check that out over at the Pretty Pink Posh shop, and I'm going to show you a couple of those today. I'm going to start out by showing you the Best of Luck stamp set. Now this is kind of St. Patrick's Day themed, but there are a couple of stamps in here that would definitely work year round, like that rainbow and that Best of Luck sentiment. And I'm going to be using one of the leprechauns on my cards today. Next up, I have the Easter egg shaker die and the Happy Easter script die. These are great Easter themed dies. But since the words can be kind of separated out, you could definitely use the happy from that Happy Easter on a different type of card project as well. Finally, I have the Sparkle Dots 2 stamp set. Now I'm going to be using this to create some jeweled and sequined shapes on my card today. And for the embellishments, I'm going to be using the new Pretty Pink Posh jewels. These come in a whole rainbow of colors, as you can see here. And in each pack of these jewels, there are multiple sizes. So there's a 3, a 4, and a 6 millimeter size. Now I'm also going to be using the Sparkle Dot 1 pattern stamps along with the Sparkle Dot 2 pattern stamps today to create a couple of projects. I'm going to be using the rainbow from the Sparkle Dot 1 pattern stamp set, and I'm mounting that onto my Misty over kind of hanging off the side. It will stamp onto the outer edge of my Misty, but I'm not worried about it. And on that second piece of cardstock over on the left-hand side of my Misty, I have the little Easter egg shape mounted. Now you could use that for other types of shapes, but today I'm going to make it an Easter egg. Now I've stamped these images onto my card fronts using a super light gray ink because I just need them as a guide. And now I'm going to start placing my gems. For my adhesive today, I am using the Ranger Collage Medium in the matte finish, and I have it in a little fine applicator bottle here. And you can see I'm just going in and adding some adhesive on an entire row of that rainbow and then placing all of the gems onto that guide where my adhesive is. Now for each of the colors, I'm alternating the light and the dark colors in the jewels. So you can see I'm using both the light and the dark pink, the light and the dark yellow, the light and the dark green, and so on and so forth. And you can see it didn't take me much time at all to really build my rainbow. And once you kind of get into the groove of this process, it really goes quickly. Now for the Easter egg, I wanted to kind of create a zigzag pattern on the Easter egg. So I have placed my adhesive in a zigzag pattern along that Sparkle Dot pattern. And now I am placing 3 different colors of gems in that kind of chevron or zigzag pattern. Now for the rest of the egg, I'm actually going to fill it in using some 4 millimeter sparkling clear sequins from Pretty Pink Posh. Now I wanted to show you on these balloons here, you can actually use these gems upside down and get a completely different look for those. So I filled in a couple of the balloons from the Sparkle Dot 2 pattern stamp set, and I put all of the gems backside up. So you get a completely different look. You don't have that iridescence, but instead you have that, it's almost like a flat enamel dot look. So now that I have all of my jeweled shapes created, I'm going to move on with the card making process. And I've started out by stamping this little leprechaun in some Memento Tuxedo Black ink on some Nina Solar White cardstock, and I'm just coloring it in with some green markers here. Now, while I'm coloring, I kind of wanted to talk to you about some other uses for those Sparkle Dot patterns. I used them with the Pretty Pink Posh gems today, but they're also great guides for using things like Nouveau drops or sequins. You could actually also use them for stitching. So kind of think outside the box when you see these Sparkle Dot patterns. I really think there are a lot of creative ways that you can use them. So I'm finishing up my little leprechaun here, and I will have all of the Copic markers that I use for coloring this little leprechaun listed and linked over at my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. So be sure you head on over there to check that out. I will also have links to all the other supplies that I used and some information about a blog hop that this video is a part of. Once my leprechaun was completed, I went ahead and die cut him out using the coordinating dies, the Best of Luck die set. And now I am going to kind of plan out my card. And I thought at the end of his little jeweled rainbow here, it would be really fun to have some gold coins. So I'm just taking some Pretty Pink Posh 4mm gold sequins and kind of like piling them up there with that same adhesive that I used earlier. Now you saw me there just take a really super light gray Copic marker and then just create a shadow right under those gold coins and where my leprechaun is going to stand. And now I'm stamping that Happy St. Patrick's Day sentiment onto my card front using some VersaFine Onyx black pigment ink. And then I can adhere my little leprechaun onto the card front using some foam adhesive. And I did use one of the Shamrock jewels right in the center of the shamrock that he's holding for another fun little accent. Now I trimmed a little bit off of the card front so that I could add some rainbow striped paper along the right hand edge of my card front there, and I also put a little bit of gold glitter cardstock peeking out from that card front, and I'm going to adhere the entire card front onto my card base using some foam adhesive. So that completes my first card today, featuring that adorable little leprechaun and that jeweled rainbow. Now I also created another card using that Easter egg, and I thought my camera was rolling and it wasn't. So I thought I would just quickly talk you through this. I fussy cut that Easter egg out and then just created a little bit of a watercolor swoosh background using some Spectrum Noir sparkle pens for that background. Then I cut out the Easter egg shaker and I just trimmed out the sentiment from the inner part of that shaker die cut and used it for the sentiment on the front of this card. And you can see it's really fun. There's a lot of shimmer in real life. And I finished off that die cut sentiment by adding a layer of glossy accents over the top. So there's a lot of shimmer and shine on this Easter card. So there you have it, a couple of card projects featuring these sparkle dot pattern stamp sets from Pretty Pink Posh and the beautiful new jewels that they've added to their collection. These are just some really fun ways to create some jeweled like focal images on the card front. I especially love this little rainbow with those rainbow jewels, and that Easter egg is so sparkly and beautiful. And I can't wait to try these out using some Nuvo drops as well. As always, I will have links to the featured products in the description at YouTube, but head on over to my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Over there, I'll have more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies for you, as well as more information on a giveaway and a blog hop that this video is a part of. Thanks for joining me today. If you want to subscribe to my channel, click that button on the left side of the screen. Here are a couple more video tutorials I thought you might enjoy. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.